What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the YouTube channel. Um, Hope everyone's having a good day. I wanted to make a video today. I know I've been inactive on YouTube. I actually haven't uploaded in like the last 9 days, which I apologize for. But we have some boxing coming up this weekend. So Tyson Fury returns to the ring up versus Arslanbek Makhmudov, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Saturday. Um, Let me know if you guys are looking forward to this fight. We've got Tyson Fury. You know, I'm looking forward to him coming back, returning to the ring, because I am a Fury fan. I think he's a great fighter, and a lot of people are kind of forgetting how good he is. So let me know if you are looking forward to him returning. He's taken on Arslanbek Makhmudov, which is he's a good fighter within himself. Um, Main traits of Arslanbek Makhmudov is obviously he can bang. Most heavyweights can bang, but he's definitely heavy-handed. I don't know. Hope we're gonna see. It's gonna be interesting to see. What Tyson Fury has got left, uh, and can he be go back to the top at this at the age that he's at. He's 37 years old. Father time is catching up to him, and he's retired 5 times in the past. So this is his fifth time coming back from retirement, and it'll be interesting to see what's left of him. Obviously, if Tyson Fury is at his full potential, this should be an easy fight for Tyson because I think Arslanbek's style, like they say in boxing, styles makes fights, and I think even 80-70% of Tyson at his best should be beating Arslanbek Makhmudov, just from his style. He should be able to use his jab, stay on the outside. But I do think that Makhmudov can pose a threat to Tyson, uh, because it's a heavyweight division at the end of the day, and you know one punch can change a fight. Obviously, we know Tyson Fury in the past able to his recovery skills are amazing, out of this world. From when he's got hit with that shot from Wilder, I don't think anyone expected him to be able to recover from that. Even in the Alexander Usyk fights, Tyson Fury has been knocked down in his career a lot, but there's always one thing about him that he can always recover. So I do think it'll be interesting to see, but definitely I think Makhmudov can definitely pose a threat to Tyson. But obviously, your punch resistance does go. It's not going to be there forever. Like especially taking damage in previous fights, your punch resistance is not gonna. It's not going to get any better. So it's one of them things. Like how long can you go with that? Keep getting hit and keep coming back and back and back. That is not something that is sustainable. It's not going to be able to do that for the rest of his career. So and like I said, 36 years old. He has got a lot of miles on the clock as well. So it'd be interesting to see. Makhmudov coming off like a good win against Dave Allen, which I think a lot of people expected Makhmudov to win that fight. Um, but this is heavyweight boxing, and I watched the press conference yesterday. I believe the weigh-in will be tonight, which is Friday night. The weigh-in will be, so it'd be interesting to see, what weight Tyson Fury is, because his weight does fluctuate a lot to be like between different fights. So it'll be interesting to see. But yeah, um, like I said, the press conference was yesterday, but it didn't really get going. Like there wasn't much of a spark, and you could see Tyson, wanted to, bring back bring out his personality, and wanted to, go into full, Tyson Fury mode. But Arsenbet wasn't giving him much, and Tyson basically said that like, you know, with him not being English and be able to, talk good English, it would be harder to, um, to like get that goal and get that side going out of Tyson. But you did see, you know, Tyson come out towards the end. The real Tyson Fury come out towards the end of his speech. But obviously he needs the right dance partner in order to, get the crowd going, get people involved, and to see Tyson Fury, like the real Tyson Fury. But like I said, I think people are you know, disrespecting Tyson because not disrespecting, but kind of forgetting how good he actually is. He reigned in the heavyweight division for, you know, for what, years now, decades, unbeaten, and he always said what he put out to do, everything he said he'd do. He's achieved. I think obviously they're coming off the two losses to Usyk, which, Usyk is a great fighter of himself, and before the Usyk fight, I knew that Usyk would pose the biggest threat to Tyson because I knew how good of a boxer Usyk was, and obviously a lot of the time Tyson has relied on his reach, his length, and his size. You know, one of the fights that he was fighting, I think it was Steve Cunningham, alluded to that. If Tyson Fury wasn't actually that big, he'd be an average heavyweight. Which, like, I'm not saying he'd be average, but his size does play a big part in how good he actually is, because he's 6'9", um, and obviously he has a big reach, long arms. But that's not his fault that he's like that. But obviously, one thing about him is he has great heart, and we've seen it numerous times before that you kind of have to nail him to the canvas to beat him. How many times has he got up off the deck just to come back? But yesterday it is Makhmudov. He's listed at 6'5", which I don't know if Tyson Fury is listed at 6'9". Is he actually 6'9"? Because when they stand next to each other, they kind of look around similar height. Let me know if you guys think that, but they're probably literally around the same height. So, you know, and obviously, I think Tyson could have chosen a different fight, an easier fight to come back to, but obviously, like he said, he needs to be motivated, and I think a motivated Tyson Fury will bring out the best in him. But like I said, it's definitely going to be dangerous for him in the early rounds. I think if he can weather the storm early, because I feel like Makhmudov will try to come forward. Um, hopefully Tyson can, hopefully he can gain Tyson's respect, and Tyson can, try to keep him off in the early rounds. But um, yeah, man, that's what I think of the fight, and I feel like I do feel like Tyson will win, but like I said, I do feel like it won't be as straightforward as what people are expecting. Like, say if this fight was to occur 3 years ago when Tyson was the Tyson that fought Wilder, the Tyson that fought Dylan White, the Tyson that fought Chisora in the third fight. I think it would be a knockout, and I do still think Tyson could get the knockout in this fight later on. Um, it just all depends on how what Tyson shows up, but I do believe that he has, like, a lot of people have been saying that he's had a good camp, and he did say that himself. But that's what he's supposed to say. That his camp went amazing. He was training out in Thailand, and obviously Sugar Hill with all the trainer situation that he said he was training himself. But that's just him. Trying to get eyes on the fight, trying to sell the fight, and bring intrigue into the fight and have people talking about it. Which that's what one thing that he is good at, selling a fight. But overall, I do think it's good for the heavyweight division that Tyson is back and is a credible opponent that he's facing on Saturday. But I do think he'll have to come through some adversity in that fight to win it. And you never know. This is heavyweight boxing. We've seen worse upsets happen loads of times. All it takes is one punch in the heavyweight division. But Tyson has said that one thing about Tyson Fury is that he won't take an opponent lightly. I mean, with the Ngannou situation, I do believe he did do it then, but he learns from his mistakes. But I do think throughout his career, he's always respected his opponent, and I feel like having that respect for your opponent is healthy because it keeps you on your toes, and it keeps you, motivated, and just basically don't not underestimating him, because then, you know anyone can get, knocked out. So yeah, I don't think he's underestimating him. But like I said, it was all quite friendly in the build up to the fight. It's been quite friendly. Yesterday Makhmudov picked up Tyson Fury in the face off, and it's kind of just like a friendly vibe going on. But I think that plays into Tyson's hands, because he is the better fighter. And if I'm honest, I want Tyson Fury to win. Like, that's just me being honest, because I want to see Tyson again, and I want to see that Anthony Joshua fight, and I think everyone wants to see that Anthony Joshua fight, which is, I believe, is in the works. Eddie Hearn did say that he wants Anthony Joshua to have one fight before the Tyson fight. So maybe that would be in the summer, and then have the Tyson fight in around September, October. And Tyson has said that he wants to get out 3 times this year, so there could be one warm up fight after this, or not warm up fight, but tune up fight after this fight, if he gets back past Makhmudov, which I do believe he will. And then after that will be the Anthony Joshua fight to end the year, which, it is 10 years past, 10 years late, that fight, but that fight is still a big fight. It's still a massive fight in the UK. If it happens, it will happen here in the UK. It will definitely sell out a big arena, and there still will be interest. We just might not see the fight that we just might not see the fight that we would have seen 5 years ago, when both guys were in their prime. But this is an intriguing fight. Um, Definitely looking forward to it. Let me know in the comment section if are looking forward to the fight. What do you think? Tyson Fury is going to turn up. He looks in good shape, but um, that's just one thing. His dad has said to him that his dad has said basically that you know his legs are gone, and we haven't seen Tyson Fury win for since the I think it was the Chisora fight, which was before the first Usyk fight. So we haven't seen him get a win for that long now. So he'll be raring to go and ready to get another W. So like I said, it looks like he's in good shape. But the main question is that will he be able to? Has he got the legs still? And will he be able to get back to his best? Which obviously he's not going to be at his best. Let's be honest, he's past his best. But you know, let me know in the comment section your prediction for the fight. I'm gonna say that it's gonna be maybe a late stoppage or Tyson Fury on points. Obviously, Tyson wouldn't want it to go to points, but he said he wouldn't mind the 12 rounds under his belt. So yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think about it. Are you excited for it? And yeah, I'll see you again in the next video.